Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a classic rock reaction, man. This is a complimentary quad, and it's featuring the music of Eric Burdon and Mohr. So what we've got in our lineup here is we're gonna start off with a Stones cover, Painted Black, followed by Spirit and Love Is All Around, followed by Tobacco Road. I just want to give a shout out and a thanks very much to Vernon Miller. Vernon, thank you, man. Thank you for the recommendation and the links provided. Vernon's got a note here that he left me, and he says, hey, Wayne, got a great quad for you from one of my favorite singers with one of my favorite bands. Most folks know Eric Burdon from his time with the Animals, and they had some great hits, but in my opinion, Eric actually did some of his very best work as the first lead singer of the band Mohr. This is a quad from that great group. It starts out with a really trippy Stones cover from the German TV show Beat Club, where they play in front of a green screen live with no audience. Then we get a 2-in-1 video live from Denmark in '71 featuring the tunes Spirit and Love Is All Around in an intimate venue setting. Then we close things out with a blockbuster version of the blues classic Tobacco Road, once again from the Beat Club. Buckle up, Wayne, because I think you're really going to dig this quad. 2 exclamation points. Vernon. All right, man. Thank you, Vernon. I appreciate that. And we've had a collaboration long enough where I definitely trust your judgment. So let's check out our first track, man. And that is Painted Black, a cover of the Stones classic. I'm sure Mohr is going to do it justice, man. Eric Burdon and Mohr, Painted Black, live in 1970. Let's get it. I got it cheeky like that. Great shirt.
I see people walking by in there, colorful clothes.
this place for the flute and the congas in rock and roll, you know. Yes, it's a fusion. It's rock and roll all the same. Many faces.
Let go, baby. Don't hold on, don't hold on. See your soul, he's gonna go for you, go for you. Blow the blues away, blow the blues away. Can't have that either, go
Sounds into this cover. Great singer, isn't it? Sorry for the background noise. I don't like
It's all gonna be running on.
Hey. Was that it? That was a sudden stop. Holy cow. I don't think that they got a chance to do the final drop there. Alright, it's all good. We'll take it. We got the gist of it. Great extended jam. Really nice cover, man. Cover of Painted Black by the Stones. I'm sure that the Stones will, being very open-minded and like all of the jams and stuff like that, they probably really dig this. I'm sure they did, man. Yeah, well, that was excellent. Nice extended jam, nice funky groove. Fusion rock is what I'm going to call it, kind of rubbing shoulders with the likes of Rare Earth and Santana. Yeah, one can argue that maybe this is better suited for my Beyond Classic rock platform. I don't think so. I think that it's got a home here. Classic rock has many sides to its face. And yeah, we can argue all day back and forth about, well, because of this, because of the flute, it shouldn't be here, because of the organ, it shouldn't be, or no, man. Santana has a home on this classic rock platform. Some people don't agree, but that's my call. Definitely Mohr has a home on this classic rock platform. You might not agree, but that's my call, right? Hey, this was a fantastic track, man. Eric Burdon. He is one of those great singers, man. One of those prominent voices. And I took note of him for the very first time when I it was a black and white version of House of the Rising Sun, and the way he was singing that, oh my gosh, man, that just got my attention. And I remember I was I think we came home from shopping, and I was tired. I was pushing the grocery cart around, and I remember, of course, as soon as we walk in the door, either some music goes on or the TV goes on, some form of music goes on right away. And I remember this getting my attention. Just the way he was canting his head and singing, and he's all decked out in his nice white suit. All of them are. And he's singing House of the Rising Sun. And I was like, yo, man, what a fantastic song. And who is this guy singing? At first, I wasn't paying it that much attention. I was thinking it might have been Mick Jagger. But then it was just so intense and amplified. I'm like, no, that's not Mick Jagger singing, man. So I turned my head and I looked, and I caught eye of them, and I sat down, and I was supposed to be helping, doing whatever, but I was just sitting there and just taking this in. It got my attention, man. So that is my memory association to Eric Burdon. And then later on, I kind of put the pieces together, and I came to know them as the Animals. And then my next learning curve about the Animals was that they were a big part of the British invasion, and they really were one of the cornerstones of the British invasion. And then I learned after that, forgive me, I can't remember the bass guitarist, the big guy. He was the first manager for Jimi Hendrix. So between Eric Burdon and the Animals, they were really instrumental in shaping modern music, popular music, between their contributions and Eric Burdon's fantastic vocals, man. I mean, who can forget that kind of cool but eerie kind of appeal of "We've got to get out of this place"? Once you hear that song, you will never ever forget it, will you? And a big part of that, yeah, I know the bass is very protruding, but it's the vocals in the end, the way he sings, oh man, one of the best singers ever. I got time to listen to this dude, let me tell you. All right, so I can't go off too long because these are long ass tracks, man. 13 minutes, 14 minutes. So I can't go off for too long. These are very long extended jams. So let me get on a little structure here, get a little background. Mohr is a group that I would like to do a little bit more looking into, getting an idea of their range. They really maximized the exposure of the flute in this song, didn't they? The flute was like the prominent instrument, and then the congas and the organ. Everybody pretty much had their due, but those were the three big standout instruments in this jam. Let me tell you, that was excellent. All right. Only thing missing was the sexy sax, but you can't have that all the time. And the harmonica. So, let us do a little background, man, on the song, how it applies to war. Painted Black is a song by English rock band The Rolling Stones, jointly credited to the songwriting partnership of Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. It was first released as a single on the 7th of May in '66, and later included as the opening track to the US version of their 1966 album Aftermath. Painted Black reached number 1 in both the Billboard Hot 100 and the UK singles chart. The song became the Rolling Stones' third number 1 hit single in the US and 6th in the UK. Since its initial release, the song has remained influential as the first number 1 hit featuring a sitar, or is it a sitar or a sitar? S-I-T-A-R, particularly in the UK, where it has charted on 2 other occasions and has been the subject of multiple cover versions, compilation albums, and film appearances. Okay, Painted Black, where it applies to war. Painted Black appears on the album The Black Man's Burden. The Black Man's Burden is the double album by funk rock band Eric Burdon and Mohr, released in December of 1970 on MGM Records. It was the last album by the group before Burdon left and the remaining band continued as Mohr. when Eric left the band, did he do anything else or did he just retire? Let me know about that. I don't know anything about him after war. The title is a pun on the black man's burden, an expression which refers to black slavery, used as the title of a book by E.D. Mohr in E.D. Morrell, M-O-R-E-L, 1920, in response to the poem The White Man's Burden in 1899 by Rudyard Kipling, which refers to and champions Western imperialism, including its history of slavery. The album includes 2 suites based on songs by other artists, Painted Black by the Stones and Nights in White Satin by the Moody Blues, augmented by additional sections composed by the group. 2 similar suites appeared on the group's first album. The extra material is mostly instrumental excerpts for PC3, PC referring to police constable, a common abbreviation used in the UK. A risque poem recited and probably written by Burdon over the music. 2 other songs include a children's chorus credited as Sharon Scott and The Beautiful Newborn Children of Southern California. Richie Unterberger of AllMusic says the album is composed mostly of sprawling psychedelic funk jams, and it does find War mapping out much of the jazz, Latin, soul rock grooves. 1 single from the album was released, They Can't Take Away Our Music, back with Home Cooking. Okay, man. All right. So that is our look at War covering Painted Black. That was an excellent jam, man. Nice live jam. The guys are having a good time jamming all together. Fantastic, excellent footage as well. So let's bounce to our second track, man. This is a long track, 2 in 1. So it's Spirit and then fused in with Love Is All Around. All right, man. And this is live in Denmark in 71. Spirit, Love Is All Around. Let's get it. Same lad that was playing the flute.
said if only I, if only I, if only I, if only I, if I had you, babe, I'd have the world in the palm of my hand, in the palm of my hand. I'd have the world in the palm of my hand. If only I had you. If only I, if only I. Maybe you don't know, babe. Maybe you don't know, babe. But you know that love is everywhere. It is love is everywhere. Love is everywhere. Love is, love is, love is. In your eyes, baby, let it shine, baby, let it shine. Love's in my hand, it's in your eyes, baby, let it shine, baby, let it shine. Put your hand in mine, and you will feel love power line, love power line. Put your hand in mine, and you will feel love power line, love power line. The dogs in the pound, the fish in the sea. Baby, they love to, baby, make love to me. The fish in the sea, birds in the tree. Baby, get it down, baby, get it down. Yes, love's everywhere, it's in the air. All over your town, baby, blow your horns out, blow it, blow, baby. Blow, baby, get it down.
Jamming the song, you know. They're in that place where it doesn't matter.
air, all over your town, all over your town. The birds in the trees, fish in the sea. I love it now, I love it now. There's people in their homes, people in the streets. I love it now, I love it now. Baby, come on, baby, come on, come on down, come on down, sugar, come on down, sister, come on down, brother. Bring your mother, it's all right. You know love, you know love, you know that love is everywhere, yeah, everywhere, yeah. It's in your mind, 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 baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hear my train a coming. I hear my train a coming. I hear my train a coming, Lord. I hear my train a coming. I hear my train a coming. I hear my train a coming. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get on board. Get on board. Get on, get on, get on, get on, get on, get on board. Bapa-dee, bapa-dee, bapa-dee. My train a coming.
All right. There we go, man. I think the crowd is all chill because this is more kind of like a, yeah, it's live and all that, but it's like almost like a sound check. I remember one time I was doing a reaction to Led Zeppelin, and they were doing Communication Breakdown and Dazed and Confused. I think it was in Denmark as well. And I then came to learn that, yeah, you know, it was structured like that. The kids, especially in the audience, had to be a little bit chill, and they were instructed to kind of stay solitary because they were, you know, filming and whatnot, and it was going out to the masses as a first impression, so you didn't want to have this ruckus environment. So I get that, man, especially when you're ushering in new sounds in the late 60s, early 70s. It's all good. Yeah, fantastic. What a great jam, man. Excellent. Great singer. Wow. Now here's my question right off the bat. Why did he not continue with War? What was going on? What was happening? Did he say, okay, you know, a year and a half, we've done all the jamming that we need, it's time for me to retire, or go off and do my own thing? Did he go do some producing, some writing, collaborating? Did he start his own studio? I mean, you have so many different avenues, you know, when you're a really notable, established, great rock personality like this guy, you know. So what happened with Eric? Why did he stay only so long? Answer that for me if you know, man. Okay, so great jam. First track, it was the flute that got its due. Now the sexy sax. Fantastic. Don't get better than that. Now, man, let's do a little read on Spirit and Love Is All Around, and then we'll hit our final track, man, Tobacco Road. So, Spirit. Okay. Yeah, Spirit is same album info as above. Spirit appears on the album The Black Man's Burdon. Black Man's Burdon is a double album by Eric Burdon and Mohr, released December 1970 on MGM Records. So let's go to Love Is All Around. Love Is All Around appears on the album Love Is All Around. It's the studio album by Eric Burdon and Mohr. It doesn't say what number it is. It's a studio album. Okay, released in 1976 on ABC Records. It contains tracks recorded during the band's brief existence from 69 to 71. Okay, 2 years. But not found on their 2 albums from 1970. Many years later, it was reissued on CD by Avenue Records. This edition restores the original group name Eric Burdon and Mohr. Only 2 tracks had been released previously. Magic Mountain was the B-side to Spill the Wine, and Home Dream, though performed by Eric Burdon and Mohr, appeared in 1971 on the album Guilty by Eric Burdon and Jimmy Witherspoon. Of the remaining tracks, the title track had not been previously released in any form. Tobacco Road is an alternate and shorter version of the John D. Loudermilk song, which appeared on Eric Burdon and Mohr's first album, Eric Burdon Declares War. A Day in the Life is a previously unreleased cover version of the song by the Beatles, and Painted Black is a live version, Whiskey, LA, September 8, 1969, of the group's sweet arrangement of the song by the Rolling Stones, which appeared in a studio version on Eric Burdon and Mohr's second album, The Black Man's Burden. Okay, yeah, and that's all the information that we've got. So Love Is All Around was kind of like just some sort of a impromptu jam, and then they released an album around the title. Okay. Alright, man. So that is the information we've got on that. So let's check out our final track, man. All 14 minutes of it. Tobacco Road. And this is live in 1970, Tobacco Road. Let's get it.
All right, it's on.
Because it's dirty and it's filthy. Dirty and it's filthy. You know it's crawling with rats, stinking with lice, but it's my home. It's crawling with pops down on the beat, but it's my home. Well, tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Well, I'm gonna leave and get a job. And with the help and the grace from above, I'll give me some money, yes I will. Get rich I'm talking about your road. I'm talking about my road. You know, I left my home such a long time ago. I left my home a long time ago. You know, I had to move my feet. I had to follow my dream. Left my home such a long time ago. Such a long time ago. I gotta tear it down. I gotta build it up. I gotta tear it down. I gotta build it up. I'm gonna build me a new road. I want that I can be proud of. I'm gonna build me a new road. I want that I can show. I want that I can say, yeah. Everybody, 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 this is my home. My road is your road, no road for nobody else. Yeah, my road is your road, no road for nobody else. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Walk that road together, people now. Walk that road together, people now. Yeah, I'm talking, talking, talking to you now. Talking, talking, talking to you, yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, walk that road together, together now. Put your hand in my hand. Ooh, then maybe woman you will understand. Oh, that a man needs me like a woman by my side now. True love and keep me satisfied. Ooh, we can walk that road together, people now. Ooh, come on, come on, come on, come on, children. Come on, come on, come on, come on, children. Ooh, come on, come on, come on, come on, children. Ooh, we gotta build it up. Tear it down. Ooh, build it up. Tear it up. Build it up. Tear it out. Build it. Build it up. Tear it down. Build it up. Tear it down. Build it up. Tear it down. Build it up. Yeah. Build it up. Build it up. Yes, I am coming home. I've been away too long. I've been away too long. Coming home now. I've been away too long. Been away. I can see it now. I've been away too. Been away too long. Been away, yeah, too long. I'm coming home now. I'm coming home, 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 yeah. Get out of road. Don't you ever stop me. Don't you ever stop me. Don't you ever stop me. Don't ever stop me. Baby, don't stop me. Baby, don't ever stop me. I'm coming home, home.
expecting someone to come out and throw a cloak over him.
Yeah, coming home now. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. That'll do it. 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 That'll do it.
Damn, where's that crowd, man? I tell you.